Hi guys, myself Venkatesh Chimal from Prism Study Center. Today I am going to teach you or I am going to describe you about the trigonometric functions, which is a chapter for a PUC first year answer, 11th standard. So in trigonometric functions, so first we shall study about the what is trigonometry. Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics which is used in the navigation and many other applications. It has a wide range of use in our daily life. So first, let us learn what is trigonometry. Trigonometry is a Greek word. It is made up of two words. So in trigonometry, it is made up of trigono and metron. So trigono means 3 and metron means measurement. So means it is related to the measurement of three sides of a triangle. In a triangle, so there are three sides, three vertices, and three angles. So here trigonometry is mainly related to the right angle triangle. So trigonometry, let us first understand by the basic components of the triangle. First, we shall study about the angles, measurement of angle. So first, what is an angle? Angle is a measure of rotation of a line through its own axis or through its original initial space, original or initial line. So let's take a line OA. Its vertex is O. So if it starts rotating like this, so we take this as a OB. So after some time it will be here. So the angle of or measure of rotation from a initial line to the terminal line. So here it is terminating. It is called as the terminal line, and this is called as the initial line. It is the vertex where the angle is made. So here we name it as angle AOB is equal to some theta degree. We denote the angle with some unknown quantity, that is theta degree. So here the angle is theta degree. If you go on like this, we get many angles. Here OA is the initial side and OB is the terminal side, and this is the angle theta. So like this, if we go on making angles in this direction, so these will be the angles. So like this we go on making different angles and come to the initial position after one complete revolution. So one complete revolution takes place when you go from OA to some OB, OC, OD and OE and comes to the same point OA, when their initial line and terminal line are lying on the same line, or they are coinciding. So this angle is known as the complete angle, or else one rotation. So this is the one rotation angle. So always we know angle at a point or a complete angle is equal to 360 degree. So here angle OAB, here angle AOB is equal to 360 degrees. One complete revolution is equal to 360 degree. Two revolutions equal to 720 degree. So like this we go on. So if I take a half rotation of half revolution equal to, so that we know that is equal to 180 degree. Half Here, when we take any angle, angle AOB, we always denote like this. In this manner, we measure the angle theta. So usually, the angles which are taken in the anti-clockwise direction, in this direction, are positive, are considered to be positive. The angles which are taken in the clockwise direction and the angle AOB, which are measured in a clockwise direction, are usually considered as a negative. Radian. So we all know that angles are measured in degrees, but there is one more unit in which we measure the angles called as the radians. So in a radian measure, why do we need this radian measurement? First of all, you all know that when you measure the length or when you measure some mass, you take it in the form of in the units of first meters, next kilometers, isn't it? In the same way for the mass, you take it in grams and kilograms. Similarly, for smaller angles, we use the degrees, and for larger angles, we need another unit. So for that, we use the radians. Here in radian, how much degree is equal to 1 radian? For that, all that we studied in this session. So here, 1 radian is equal to the angle subtended by an arc of a unit length of a radius. So if I draw a circle with one unit radius, and with the same radius, if I cut the circumference at some B, let OA be the radius, OA is the radius, some radius, one unit we shall take, and with the same radius OA, I place my compass on A and cut it on B at B. So and now I join this OAB, angle OAB is equal to 1 radian. So here OA and AB are same in length. OA is equal to OB. So when I cut a arc of the same unit, one unit I have taken, so with the same unit I cut the arc. So the angle subtended by the arc at the center of a unit radii, of a 1 unit radii, so and the length of the arc is 1 unit. So this angle is known as the 1 radian. This angle is known as the 1 radian. Suppose if I draw a circle with OA as the center and OA as the radius, then I take up 1 unit of the same measurement. Then from here I take up another. Means it is twice the length of the radius. So now I join this one. Now angle AOB, is the angle subtended by the twice the length of the radius, or the arc with the length of the length twice of the radius OA. Means here this L is equal to twice of the OA. Now, so this angle would be twice of the 1 radian, that is equal to 2 radian. So therefore, so we can relate this theta, whatever angle is formed here, this theta is equal to the length divided by the radius. The length divided by the radius. So it is theta is in a radians. It is in a radians. We do not write like this, or else we write theta radian itself. Theta radian is equal to the length of the arc and the radius of the circle, whatever we have taken. So if I take up the one complete revolution, suppose O is the center and OA is the radius. Let this radius be R, and one complete revolution. So L is equal to circumference now. So I have came from the OA and completed one revolution and reached the OA same. And OA and OB are coinciding now. So L is equal to circumference of the circle. We all know circumference of the circle, or perimeter of the circle, is given by 2 pi r. So now theta means one complete angle subtended, or the complete angle. So this theta for one complete revolution is equal to length divided by r. So that is equal to 2 pi r divided by r. So now theta is equal to 2 pi radian. How much? 2 pi radian.